What's up, everybody? Welcome to BioS3 Raw TV. I got an email asking me about protein. I figured we'd go over this because a lot of people don't know. Now, some people drop their macros or calories from day to day. They'll say, I have a leg day on this day, so I up my macros. This day's a rest day, so I drop them. I don't really believe in that. I don't believe in that one bit. Unless it's a carb cycling or a keto type diet that you have some kind of keto cyclic going on, then I don't believe you should change your calories and your macros day to day, unless your body calls for it. And even then, the macros are dropped evenly. So, but that's a whole different ballgame when you're eating by instinct. So, when it seems like on the days that you have a hard workout, people like to jack their carbs up. Say, well, these carbs are for my workout. So sometimes they drop the protein. Okay, and then the day that they have a rest day, they'll drop the carbs and they'll jack up the protein. So I got the question was, Jerry, when I drop my carbs on this day, should I up the protein? Okay, now this is, not for this day, but they were dropping their carbs because they're trying to get leaner. So let's break down, first of all, like what these things do. This is more like a one-on-one basic thing that everybody should know, but I'm getting emails that shows me that people don't know. So you have protein. Protein gets broken down into amino acids. Amino acids do one of three things. They build lean tissue, including ligament and tendons and stuff. They also can be used for energy as a source of glucose. And they can be stored as fat. That's what amino acids, protein does. Carbohydrates get broken down into glucose, and they're used for energy or stored for fat. Fat, stored for energy or used for energy. Okay, that's all their main things. Now, what's the one thing that fats and carbohydrates can't do? They can't build lean tissue. They can't be converted to build lean tissue. Protein that's broken down into amino acids has to do that. But remember, protein can also be used as an energy source. So what sense does it make if you drop your carbs? Let's say you're eating 300 grams of carbs. You drop your carbs to, let's say, 200. So you're deficient in 150 carbs. You're eating 150 grams of protein, and you jack your protein up to, let's say, 225 grams, right? You now have enough protein that when your body needs it, can be converted to glucose, which is easier for it to do than actually burn fat. So now essentially you've just pulled the carbs and gave your body more protein, which it's going to use for energy. So essentially you're stopping your body from using body fat, which it doesn't make any sense if that's what you're trying to do. As you're switching these macronutrients around, you're going to find that your body's going to respond in different ways. Now, if your body is not building lean tissue with that protein turning into amino acids, it's going to do two things. It doesn't just excrete it. I've heard people say, oh, your body just excretes excess protein. That's not necessarily true. Do you pee some protein out? Yeah, you're going to pee some protein out, but it can be converted to glucose very easily and used for energy. Or if your calories essentially are too high, it can be stored as fat. Now, let's say you're dieting, so your calories are not too high. However, there's a good chance it's going to be converted to glucose. If you're converting protein to glucose, amino acids to glucose, I got to say the right words because the wingnuts will flip this shit. If you're converting amino acids to glucose, you are not going to be tapping into the body fat stores the way that you want to. That's just plain and simple. And people always say it's calories in, calories out. It may be calories in, calories out, but you're not going to be losing the amount of fat that you want to be using. So that's why it's so important to actually manipulate the macronutrients and understand how they work. Not necessarily, we'll keep the hormonal situation of food out of it for now because people still don't fucking get that, and it's just a big fucking mess. But pound for pound, if your body has another energy source besides fat, it is going to use that. Doesn't matter what it is. An MCT, it's going to use a branched chain amino acid. It's going to use amino acids, turn them to glucose. It's going to use anything it can before fat because that fat is your last resort for when you're going to die. That is your emergency energy source. That is your fucking fix-a-flat in the back of your fucking trunk of your car to make sure that you keep fucking running until you can get help. So it doesn't want to give body fat up easily. And that's where, again, we start to look at, when people are trying to lose body fat, we start to look at stuff like cortisol levels. We start to look at stuff like insulin levels, growth hormone levels, all these different things that come into play because the body really wants to hold on to that fat. In that little bit of what they call sticky fat or hard to lose fat or last fat, that's there for a reason. Okay, that little bit of sticky fat is going to provide you with enough energy to survive a lot better than someone who gets completely shredded top to bottom on their head and it comes off evenly. Which may sound weird because for bodybuilding, that's what you want to be. But in the wild, you want to be the one with the sticky fat or the stubborn fat left because that's what's going to keep you alive. So it's very important to understand that, you don't have to increase your protein because your protein basically, you want to have enough to support your lean mass And if you're trying to build lean mass, you need to increase it slightly. Now, what slightly is per person, it's different for everybody. However, if you're not increasing lean mass while you're dieting, then that protein is not going to be used to stimulate the new muscle growth. Okay? If your cortisol levels are too high and you're doing too much cardio, whatever the case may be, and you're just maintaining your muscle mass, why would you need more protein to maintain the same amount of muscle mass than you did before? You don't. So don't jack the protein up unless your body, unless you're getting stronger, you're building muscle, you're seeing it. You're getting body fat done in a DEXA scan, your lean muscle mass is going up, and you know for a fact. Then you can go ahead and start to slowly increase the protein as your body needs it for the demands of the new muscle mass. But if you don't have more muscle mass, you don't need more protein. It's just going to be converted to another energy source, which is going to be used, which is going to stop you from burning fat, which is your goal in the first place. I hope that was easy to understand. BioStraining@gmail.com. Leave comments down below, but don't fight. It hurts just to fucking don't fight. www.biostraining.com is a blog. I'm BioHistory, and I approve this message, and we're out.